Voices. I co-facilitate this with you all, whoever decides to join for the night, and we talk about a different health wellness topic each week, and we share if we know something interesting to share that could help others, and if we don't and we're a little weak in that area, we just kick back and listen and hopefully learn some good stuff. So without further ado, we got week 124. The topic is organization tips and tricks. And so potential talking points, I've got definition of organize. How do we let things go? Having piles for things to keep, piles to give to Goodwill, and a pile for trash, typically when you really want to get cleaning. And then how do we organize our home, our office, our bedroom, our closet, our kitchen, our pantry, our bathroom, our car, our daily routine, because this is organization of everything here, our to-do list, our calendar, and really how do we organize our life. So the floor is yours when you have something to share. If any of those potential points ring a bell for you, just jump on in.
Oh, no.
All right, not quite the response we're looking for, but thank you for your contribution.
I'm really trying not to laugh, but that was good. I really hope you can get through this, Taz. I really do. If you need something more than us, please get that help.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to key up and puke.
All right, let's start with definition of organize. Had one going here. I'll bring that up in a second. Just got to get to it. As you guys have your own little definition of what that means. Here it is. Organize definition: to put things into an ordered and structured way, or to make a system for easy access to them. So tonight we're going over tips and tricks to how to be organized, how to stay organized, whether it be things or your cluttering, monkey mind, schedule, all that good stuff. So if you have something to share that works for you, enlighten us, please.
Yeah. You could be like me. Everything I own fits in one backpack.
Yeah, talk about cutting back, right? All that you need is in that one backpack, right? That's cool. Most of us have way too many things we don't even really need, and that's what makes it necessary to organize. Oh man, good point.
No, that's not what I want, but it's my situation right now. But seriously, everything I own, my toothbrush, my razor, all my hygiene products, everything's in one backpack. So yeah, that's organization.
Sounds more like minification to me, more like just keeping it to the minimum, to the essential. It's more of like an essentialism. What's really essential in our life,
Heck, the only clothes I own that I got to my name is my work uniform.
Okay, anyone have any thoughts on how to let go of things? That was actually the next question, is how to let go of just how to let go. Because like part of organization is we got to get rid of shit. I would think. I mean, at least for the things, organizing things in our life, we got to let go.
Well, the next thing I need to like go through is papers. Papers just kind of build up in at least one spot. Yeah, I've got one of those shelves on this hutch on my desk, and as well as this other little thing. It's kind of like a magazine holder thing, but I've used it to put papers in, all kinds of stuff. So I really need to go through that and decide what I need to keep and make room for it. It's a while since I've done that.
One of the things I heard is that unless the paperwork is like a bank statement or something, um, you don't need to keep more than a month because most of it's like available online. But for bank statements, I don't know exactly, but I thought it was like at least a year's worth of bank statements. I don't know. But even the bank statements go back pretty far too, like online. So anyway, if you want to go through like, okay, what statements and stuff can I throw out and which ones do I need to save, you can just look it up, and there's usually a pretty standard operating system there. Most of the time you only need one, the last statement as a piece of paper. Other than that, the old ones don't need to exist unless it's bank. Yeah.
Oh, I have an accordion file for those things, for old invoices, receipts, and stuff like. And I do clear that out periodically and only keep a few months worth.
I would say keep tax returns for a couple of years. I forget how many.
Hello there, beautiful show.
Oh, greetings there, my friend. Good to see you in the channel. What's going on? New username, huh?
Yeah, I've been trying to get a hold of you, but every time I did, the channel was always so busy I never could get the button. And I didn't feel like fighting another 20 minutes, but tonight it seems kind of slow.
Yeah, it's kind of a slow start here with the program tonight, but maybe it's a bit of a challenge. Maybe not everybody knows too much about how to stay organized, so it's all good. Hopefully, we can share what we can. And you guys, don't think that what you know about how to be organized isn't good. It might be good to someone, so don't hesitate to share if you have something that works for you.
Use a planner. Go old school. Just use a planner. Write stuff down. Use your calendar. That's how I do it, so I don't forget things. If they're really important and if they're a long ways away, especially if they're like 2 months from now. But no, I did send you a friend request there, Cheryl. I know you probably didn't know it was me, but I just want to let you know I did send you one a while back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you know me. I don't check very often. Thanks. I will add you back.
Yeah, I've been trying to get a hold of you to talk to you. Just haven't talked to you in like, what, 2 months? It's been a while. I haven't really been on too much, and when I am, I'm usually not around very long.
So anybody really good at throwing things out? Like literally just purging and getting rid of shit? Like how do you make that choice?
Just throw it away. I say burn it. I'm just kidding.
Burn, baby, burn! If you could do the Disco Inferno at the same time, it would be great.
It would be really fun actually to burn stuff that you don't want anymore. Especially if it makes you angry or something, you can just burn it and just be like, ah! Burn, baby, burn!
Yeah, as long as it's not like plastic or something toxic, that might not be a good idea. It also might not burn.
You know, well, Ashley, she started throwing in the plastic, like these little bottles that had like some type of juice or something for the kids at times. And like it would explode because she put the caps on. It's like, you guys are so stupid.
It might be toxic too. I watched it would burn.
Yeah, when you throw plastic in, usually it turns like green and purple and yeah, some weird colors.
Hey guys, I'm back inside work. I'm gonna get jump on it. Okay, bye.
Yeah, probably don't want to burn plastic. Not a good idea. Just saying.
Hey, I'm not the one that was doing it. I don't burn plastic. Mm-mm. It's kind of like when people try to burn rubber. It's like, oh my gosh, what are you thinking?
If it's not personal, it's easier for me to give it to something to somebody who can use what I'm giving away.
Hey, that's a good idea. So if it doesn't need to be trashed, meaning it still works, it functions, put it in like the Goodwill pile or box or whatever. I think that's totally cool. If you really don't know for sure if you're going to use it and it doesn't cost that much to buy again, I feel like that's the time to give it to Goodwill. If it doesn't work anymore, for sure, trash.
My mom and my sister and everybody, we've always like, especially if we don't want the clothes anymore, we give it to like clothes pantries and stuff. Yep. Especially all the baby stuff that I had from Matthew, I gave it all away to my soon-to-be sister-in-law that's pregnant so that she could have stuff. So I mean, there's different ways to just like give it away. You know, there's all sorts of things. Burn it, like I said. You know, just throw it in the trash. You don't really. If it's not, you know, if it's just junk, you can't really give it to anybody if it's junk.
Listed on eBay or FreeCycle.
I heard that there's another one called OfferUp, similar to Craigslist, that also works for that.
There's probably 1,000 ways you can do with stuff. Like you can take junk and make it into something new. People do that. People literally go into people's garbage cans to look for stuff and create the most craziest things you'll ever even think of, and then use it on a daily basis. Yep. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, like credit card information. Much what you throw out that has your personal stuff on it.
Yeah, I heard credit card information. You can go to like an Office Depot or something. You can just give them a stack of stuff to shred, and they'll shred it in front of you. I think they do it for like $1, like $1.
You know, it's called take scissors and cut them in half. Instead of wasting $1.
Yeah, until you have like a pile like I have. then you kind of need to have them do that. Yeah. It might take me a while.
I knew I shouldn't have given my scissors away, but I did. Just kidding.
My mom used to have a paper shredder, but just throw them away once you're done cutting them up.
Please.
It's funny. Giggles, you sound like 2 years older. Did you just step into a time machine or something?
What?
I said you sound like 2 years older. I don't know what it is. Who knows? I don't know. I figured like you might have stepped into a time machine. Did you invent that?
Well, it could be that my body's still slowly healing.
Hey, speaking of finding things, I sort of found something today. Wasn't in the trash, but I was going to make a donation, and this is at a place where like they don't sell them. You just give, and then they put it out for people who need it. So I saw something there that, not that I could use, but I figured somebody could, and therefore I could make a few bucks on it. It's an OGO, I guess, OGIO is how it's spelled. It's a golf bag. It's black and white Burberry. Ladies golf bag, I'm sure. Man could use it. It's in excellent shape. I just looked it up and found one for almost just like it for $150. Some of these are like 250 bucks. But yeah, I might be able to make 90, 100 bucks on this thing. Sweet, huh?
That's awesome. There is a time where I found like a whole bunch of golf sticks that somebody was just throwing out. So I'm like, all right, taking the golf clubs. No joke, they just threw them out. And then my neighbors decided that they wanted to get rid of theirs too. And they had like a really nice bag and they have everything. So there's probably about $800 worth in golf clubs. I probably have like 75 golf clubs, no joke. Literally. Because of all the years. But yeah, there was something else I was gonna say, but no, it's probably because my body's healing.
Wow. Oh yeah, golf clubs can definitely be worth more. Anyway, if there's anyone here that would like to be trusted into the channel, listen up. Here's how you can do it. Please read the channel rules if you haven't read them yet. All right, read through them, absorb them, understand them. If these sound like some rules that you can follow, please let us know that you can follow them. You agree to follow them, that you've read them. All right, you got all that? Thanks.
For some reason, I'm so tired.
Any other thoughts on how to let go of things in your life?
You know, you could always scream at a pillow.
Of course.
I'm serious. My mom used to. She said she did. I'm serious. She actually admitted to it. Like if she got so frustrated, she'd just go into the room, shut the door, and scream in the pillow, and then come out like nothing ever happened.
So basically, if you can't decide whether you should let something go or keep it for yourself or throw it in the trash, you scream in the pillow. Gosh, decisions can be really like crazy. Yeah, it can be crazy.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we have a new guest in the channel, M. Baker, looks like. Yep, pretty guy. All right, let's give him a warm ring of fire welcome. I am Serenity. Welcome to this fine channel, and I hope you have a splendid time.
Hello there. Welcome. Hope you enjoy it here. Yep. It's a lovely place to be. And I totally forgot what else I was going to say. It was something to do with the topic. Dang it.
We're kind of more or less talking about how to let things go so that we can stay more organized and decluttered.
Hello everyone, how's it going? Nice to meet you all. Thank you for having me in this channel.
Oh, by the way, hello, Mbaker. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but welcome to the Ring of Fire. I always say this to everyone that jumps in here, but I'm pretty certain you're gonna like it here. If you like real people who aren't fake and talk about real things, then this is your place.
The crazy thing is I have shirts and stuff from when I was like 14, 15, 16 and stuff. I still have them, some of them. I still have toys from when I was a kid. I'm serious, that I gave to my son. So I knew I was going to have kids one day. I mean, why throw them away when you know you're going to have kids? But no, I actually have a shirt that I got when I was a little girl that says, "Mommy's having a bad day, call 1-800-GRANDMA." And so I'm going to give it to my kid so they can wear it.
Put this on. Yeah, I definitely feel like there should be a filter of like, is it sentimental or not? And if it's not sentimental and you could buy it again just about anywhere for not that much, it's worth it to get rid of it, to let go. I actually have toys too, so specifically Legos. I built some pretty cool Lego shit and kept a couple of them.
Hope I didn't cut anybody off. But no, like, I don't think you could ever find this shirt anywhere, because it's like, I've never seen one ever since I wore it, and all the years it's been gone by, I still haven't seen a shirt that's like it. So, I thought it was cute. It's like, Mommy's having a bad day, call Grandma. But no, I might be back later. I need to give my son a little bath, and I need to take a shower myself, so. It was nice talking to you again, Cheryl. I'll have to catch up with you, hon. And Andrew, it was nice talking to you as well.
Alrighty. Take care. Maybe catch you later. You might still be talking. See ya.
All right, hon. Yeah, come on back. And we're both around. Our schedules align. We can chat.
Well, now that you know it's me, I had a feeling you didn't know, but yep. And I sent you the contact request there, Andrew. If you want to accept it, it's up to you. But I'll probably be back in about 30, 40 minutes, somewhere around there.
Hey, what's wrong with having kids' toys? Come on, huh?
Like some of them you don't really need. Like I don't know. I mean, if I had the big, I forget what it was called. I remember going to a buddy's house when I was a kid, and it was a really big thing because this was the only kid in like the whole town that had this that I knew of, and it was like it's like Empire Strikes Back, I think. You know, the one where they had that big fight in the snow, and there were those things that looked like four-legged dogs. And he had one of those things, and it was like a $200. At that time, it literally cost like $150. And that was in like the late 80s or something. I don't remember, but like only the wealthiest kid in the neighborhood could afford this for his birthday or Christmas or whatever. And so we were all stoked. If I had that, I would have kept it.
Okay, I'm back. I just parked out. I feel like I've been ran over by a truck.
Anyone else have any thoughts about how to let things go when you're cleaning before we move on?
Decide what you need and you don't need, what you'll never need. I don't know, they say like with clothes, if you haven't worn it in a year, to ditch it. I hang on to stuff longer than that as far as clothes go. Some things are special occasion, so they're not worn once a year. But I don't know. Yeah, if it's like a bottle of something, if there's not much left, use it up. Or merge it with another bottle. This could be like just about anything, really. I don't know. Donate it. Get a tax write-off on it. I don't know, but you don't always have to let stuff go to be organized. It's just a matter of decluttering and making things fit better. And I don't know what else to say.
What's going on? Ring of fire? What's going on? How y'all doing?
Hi, Alicia. Hey, we're just kind of in the middle of the program. Love to have some input if you want to jump in. We're talking about organization tips and tricks. And just pose the question, how do we let things go when we're cleaning, organizing?
Oh yeah, I gotta love cleaning, man. Spring cleaning, clean during the summer, getting rid of old clothes.
I see, Nate.
Making room for the new stuff. Organizing. Yeah, loads of fun.
It just reminded me of this about the clothes. Like you said, if you haven't worn it in a year, I think I want to eventually do this. Is basically take the clothes into this place. It's called Crosswinds Trading. I could be wrong, but at least in LA they have it. I don't know if they have it anywhere else. But Crosswinds Trading, they let you they take in like clothes, everything but underwear, I'm sure. And then you basically pay very little for anything that you get there. I don't know. I vaguely remember the prices being anywhere from like, $5 to $15 or something like this. Um, I didn't look through everything, but I was looking for jackets at the time, but they were real cheap. But cool, because you get a chance to wear something different and not necessarily buy a whole new wardrobe. Does anyone have any general thoughts about how you organize your home? Like, how do you keep your home tidy and clean? That could be the office, the bedroom, the closet, the kitchen, the pantry, bathroom. You know, there's all nooks and crannies in a home, but if any of those ring a bell, maybe you have some tips and tricks on that.
I think we all have like at least one spot that's where we just kind of put stuff because we don't know where else to put it, or we're just in a hurry to get it out of the way. Could be a drawer or a cupboard, a cabinet, or all of the above. A shelf on the closet. I think we should go through that once in a while and see if we might have a better place for it, or if we even need it at all. And if that is where we want to keep it, maybe just organize that thing and make space to throw more junk in, more things that don't have a designated area or that you want to just stash away real quick.
One of the things that came up a lot is I was helping my mom clean out the patio because she's going to do a patio on the back porch, and it was an enclosed patio, and she had put a lot of stuff that didn't really have a home at the time. It just ended up in the patio. There wasn't a lot of shelves or anything, so it all kind of ended up on the floor. So my cousin came over, and she was here to help, and we had to keep asking, where does it have a home? Is there a home for this item anywhere? And if it didn't have a home, basically we had to make a home for that item because there might be another item like it that might need a home as well. So it was all about giving a thing a home. If it doesn't have a place, it doesn't have a home. That's the most important thing, is where could this go? And if there isn't already a place, you gotta make a place for it to go. Otherwise, it's just it's gonna float forever. So basically, you pick something up that it doesn't. It's on the floor or whatever it might be, and it doesn't seem like it's got a place, and just ask the question, like, where's your home? Like, where's your home thing? Where is your home? And maybe that'll help you, find a place. And sometimes that just is going to require maybe buying a place to store it. If you can't throw it out, if you need to keep it, and it's sentimental or it's not something easy to replace, and you need it, where's the home going to be? And if it doesn't have one, are you willing to buy something so it has a home?
Hey, Andrew. How you doing, man?
What's up, Redneck? How you doing, brother? How's your day going, man? You just jump in, or have you been listening?
No, I just jumped in. I'm sitting in Aurora, Colorado, about to hit the road here pretty soon. I got to take a truck up to Pullman, Washington, which is just below Spokane.
Sweet, sweet. I got to find my way up there at some point. I'm either going to take the train or probably going to drive because, you know, my main money maker is my car because I do the Uber now. So, cool, man. We, because you didn't know, we do a program here every Tuesday night, Our Healing Choices, and we're in the middle of a program. Love to have you, you know, kick back and join if you feel like contributing. But the topic of the night is organization tips and tricks. So if you have anything to share, just mic up. Talking about how we organize our home, you know, the different areas of our home, and if anybody has any tricks that work for that.
Well, as far as organizing a desk, my recommendation would be to get a lot of trays, especially if you get mail and a lot of it. You know, those like several tier shelves you can get, the plastic ones you can buy over at Walmart. That's what I use in all my mails, just stuff there. So when I get home, I just sit there and pull it out, look at it. If it's a bill, I pay it. And if it's not, it goes through the shredder.
So do you organize your shelves on your multi-tier tray? Do you organize those for certain things, or is it just a place to keep things? I mean, do the things have a home? Your tray.
Yeah, the top shelf is strictly for like junk mail. The second shelf I use for bills, and the third shelf I use for anything that might be considered important.
Like something important to look at when you get a chance, kind of. That's cool.
Yeah, usually stuff for like medical insurance, if there's a recall on my truck, stuff like that.
So do you have a filing cabinet? Anybody else have, by the way, have a system similar to this, like some trays on your desk and then a filing cabinet, and you guys have any particular way that you use that? Because there's a lot of different methods, you know, and everybody has their way, and it either works for you or it doesn't, and some people have it really dialed in, you know. That's cool. That's cool when you hear about that, you know.
Well, the reason I have it that way is because that way either I can call up the other half and go, hey, what bills do we have? And she can tell me so I know how much money to put on the card so she can go pay the bills.
Ah, cool. So you do that before you get on the road. That's cool. Yeah, I was thinking about being a truck driver, but I don't know. I am considering other ways of doing the same thing, of traveling farther and farther from my home, and still getting paid to do it, you know. Unfortunately, the only way I know is being a truck driver, or let's say like a steward on a plane, or even maybe a pilot on a plane. Otherwise, getting paid to travel is kind of a kind of up in the air, cool thing, would be a cool thing to do, goal.
Well, what I do is considered drive away, like you're still a truck driver. The minimum license they recommend is you have a Class B, which is basically your air brakes. Thing, because a lot of vehicles I drive have air brakes. They're set up just like a semi. So as long as you have the endorsement for air brakes, and you can drive a truck up to 60,000 and be legal, and you have to keep a logbook.
Train conductor comes to mind.
Was that again? What comes to mind?
Being a train conductor.
You know, ironically, that was my that was the job I always thought I was gonna have. So I was gonna be like a train conductor. That's pretty funny. I mean, I think it'd be kind of cool, like if it worked out. But something tells me that a train conductor would probably have the same general like trip route, you know. And so my thought is it would be, and this is a totally generalization, but my thought is it would probably be the same route every time. And I figure that might get a little boring. So I actually did look into the drive-away trucking, and that was a cool possibility because it was something different every time. And I think there was a website or something you could always look up and find jobs to do. They would take you different places. Sometimes you'd have to go to another city before you got and picked up a new job, but sometimes, I mean, generally you wouldn't try to make it worthwhile and know where you are in the world. So anyways, still something I would consider, something different. So does anyone else do anything to organize their home? Anything special, you know, on your desk or in your bedroom, maybe your kitchen? Do you have any special organization like that work for you? How's that work in your house? Um, I was told, or I read somewhere, or somehow I came across the idea that what you have close to you on your desk is like your RAM, your random access memory, the RAM memory on your computer. You know, the more memory you have, the more stuff you can access without having to walk to the other side of the house, let's say for a book in a library or something like this. So the whole idea of having more shelves and stuff on your desktop, you know, to have like, you know, another desk on the side of you instead of just in front of you. You'd have like like an L on the side of you, so you can access more without getting up. Is actually kind of a good thing. So so I just have one shelf on my desk that's kind of goes up. I got a three shelf, three tiered kind of narrow shelf, open slat kind of thing that holds books and stuff. So I mean, I don't access them. I don't use them that often, really, but it's just there. It's accessible. I don't have to like get up and go to another room to get a book or whatever it might be. So, but at this point, I actually kind of could use a little bit more space on my desk. I've got 2 monitors and this bookshelf, and that kind of fills things up a bit.
Well, I've got an L-shaped desk. It's I actually got the desk for free a couple of years ago out of an office building, and it don't have like what you're talking about, the shelving system, but because this is an old oak desk, I am actually going to build me one to where I can have a shelf for my printer and that, because right now I've got my printer on one side, and then I use a 32-inch LED TV for a monitor, plus my computer is actually sitting on top of my desk too. So I'm actually in the process of building a new computer that I'll be running over 32 gigs of RAM in it.
Oh, I've never experienced that before. I think the most I've had is 8. So I believe I'm using 8 right now. So awesome, man. Yeah, building up. I think you can. I'm trying to think where I bought mine. Something tells me I got it at like IKEA or something. I decided it was really cool. I'm like, hey, that's perfect. That'll be a nice narrow thing that I could put on my desk. So it just kind of sits on the back right corner of my desk, and I still have room because the desk is pretty deep. I think it's about 2.5 feet deep. It's a little bit wider than a traditional desk, I think, but that works. You know, kind of needed it. So.
Well, when I'm not on the road, I do a lot of stuff on my computer and that, and I always end up working on a computer. So on one side of it, I've got my desktop, and on the other side of it, I got a laptop.
I put my my filing cabinet actually pretty close as well. I don't have to walk far to get to it. I could probably roll my chair to it, but like I didn't put it that far. I figured that's important too, that you can access it pretty well. Um, as it is, I have I have a bookcase in my room that I probably don't even really need. It's got some old books. I'm gonna have to go through that. So I mean, really, when I was helping my mom and my cousin clear out the back patio, we were trying to put stuff in the garage from the back patio. Well, the reality of it is that we thought we needed to buy a bunch of bins to put some of that stuff in, but by the time they had gone through it, they really didn't need any of the bins. They were actually able to use some of the bins that were currently out there that they had gone through, and actually ended up returning, like, I think it was like 9 bins from like Costco. And so in a way, organization also means you don't need as many as much storage, you know. And besides storage, especially if it's not a shelf, if it's like a closed cabinet or a filing cabinet, like it's totally out of sight, out of mind. You don't see that. At least with the shelving unit, at least you see it, you know, and you'll know, okay, do I still need that or not, you know. I mean, someone came on earlier and said that basically they lived out of their backpack, and it's like, shit, man, you know, how much of this stuff do we really actually need? If we really look at it, look at our life, like how much of that stuff do we really actually need? You know, how do we get more essential about the things in our life that we need? I think we'd be a lot, I don't know, be much simpler life if we could just kind of really tune into what we really actually need.
Well, when I go on the road, I just take one bag with me, and I pretty much do everything on my phone. So sometimes I bring a laptop with me, sometimes I don't. But with the work that I do, I jump from truck to truck. So if I have to catch a plane, it makes my bag lighter. Okay, so I only take enough clothing for like 3 or 4 days with me, and if I need to wash clothes while I'm out on the road, I wash them. But other than that, I try not to carry a lot of stuff with me, because when you got a large amount of stuff, it's a lot of weight that you end up carrying.
Yeah, I couldn't do that bouncing around stuff, man. I hated that.
Well, I make pretty decent money. See, last year I made 75,000. The year before I made 93,000.
That would equal worth it. It just depends on your lifestyle, you know. I mean, if you got kids and a family, it might make it a little difficult, but you know, it's all worth it in the end, because you're not on the road. I think a regular OTR truck driver is on the road for like weeks at a time, and then they come back to their family, like, you know, once in a while, once in a blue moon. Whereas a drive-away trucker, I think you can kind of schedule your time a little bit better if you've got the right connections. And that's what I want to find. Like, we should connect, Redneck, and just keep in touch, because that's something I would definitely look into down the road, especially if I could eventually own a cab. What do they call that? A sleeper cab, and just use that as my hauler. That I could basically live in that until I have my, you know, family situation going, had a home to come home to. A place to come home to. That would be cool, you know. I could see it happening.
Yeah, that's not much, Redneck. You did a lot better than that. But yeah, I did that switching trucks with a different company for a while and hated it.
Well, I'm actually in the process of buying my own truck and start pulling and get a trailer for a car hauler, like a 4-car car hauler, and start pulling campers, because those campers, they pay like $1 a mile per camper on that trailer. So essentially, I'd be making like $3 a mile.
You can actually put a camper, like what is it, like a camper van on the back of your car hauler?
No, the little small like 20-footers or 10-footer campers that you pull behind a pickup. You put like several of those on there, and you're making like $1 a mile off each one.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot that goes into owning your own truck, though, if you hadn't looked into it already.
I don't know. I just think it's pretty cool. The flexibility and stuff, you know, you're not working for the man anymore, so to speak. You're doing odd jobs, and I think if you have your system set up, I think more power to you. You know, to each his own. You know, what doesn't work out for one may work out for another. You know, but and I would tow those cars, those little camper vans, those little camper trailers. I think they call those teardrop trailers, or I don't know, just regular. I know what you're saying, the pop-up trailers and stuff as well. That's cool. I'm looking into tiny homes as well, man, to tow those ones to the destination, whoever buys them.
Well, I figured by doing that, and the truck, it don't have to be a 3-axle truck to do it. I can take a standard truck and have it turned into a 2-axle, and by doing that, okay, it will lower your GVW, but if all you're pulling is just those around, then you don't need much more.
Yeah, you might as well just go out and get yourself a big boy truck, man. And then, like Andrew's saying, there's a lot more freedom on it right now. Our company that I started, we're on our 3rd truck, and we go out over the road, but we're home. We work Monday through Friday, and we're home Saturday, Sunday. We're guaranteed. I mean, we work when we want to, you know.
That's cool. What company you guys all work for? I'm just curious. I know we should probably get back to the program and stuff, but I'm curious because it's one of those things that I'm into, you know, or I would potentially consider.
Yeah, I'll tell you in a solo. I just don't like blasting it all over the waves or whatever. If you want to know, I'll tell you in a solo. But if you wanted to come on up with our company, you'd have to already own a truck, and that's where everyone kind of gets left behind there.
Don't mean to interrupt, but you were talking about getting your own truck and whatever. Me and my wife did that about 15, 20 years ago, and this really worked out. We saved our money, got a loan, bought us a reefer, and we used to haul beef from Kansas up into Alaska and drop it off. We would buy the beef ourselves and sell it up there ourselves. And when it was the season on the way back, we would load the reefer up with vegetables.
Well, one thing I like about my job is I go home when I want, stay home as long as I want. So it kind of works great around my visitation with my son.
I just like how you can get your life dialed in that well, you know, to make good money and still have that flexibility. Because a typical 9-to-5er doesn't have is the true flexibility of time, you know. And I think these trucking jobs pay pretty well, and they give you, depending on how you set yourself up, they give you the flexibility that you need.
Yeah, I wouldn't get too excited there, Andrew. If you're talking about doing what we're doing, or like the situation like I have or we have set up, you know, it takes a while to get to this point, you know. There's not a lot of drivers that have that set up that way, you know. I mean, I have 200 dispatchers that can give me whatever I want every day, and I have the ability to turn it down until I find something I want. So, but you know, it takes at least 3 years or so to get to this point.
Well, my job, I kind of walked into it. My cousin told the company that I had a Class A, so they hounded him for 6 months to get me to apply. And once I applied, within 5 minutes, I was hired.
But how much experience did you have?
I've been a professional driver for like 10 years. But the point is, they don't have that many Class A drivers. I'm like one of a dozen.
I don't know. I think that 10 years of experience might have had the deal.
Well, let's just say they try and keep me happy because they know I can apply with any company and be hired within minutes. So they try and keep me busy. When I go out on the road, I go out for 2 weeks at a time, and they keep me busy. Otherwise, they know I'll go home.
I think the key to all of that is just having good dispatch to get you the jobs. You know, it's like your boss in your company that you work for always finding you work to do. You know, even if you're owner operator, I think the key is still the dispatch, because they're the ones getting you the work. All you got to do is drive and hook up and drop off. You know, but the key, I think, what it looks like to me is that you need a good dispatch. You need a good lineup there. So yeah, I feel like we should try to get back on topic here if we can. We're still talking generally about organization and tips and tricks. So, if you guys have any thoughts? Anyone else in here in the Ring of Fire have any thoughts on organization and how you organize your life, how you organize your to-do list, even your calendar? You know, shit that keeps you organized in your life. You know, even just doing this trucking job, that's all organization. You need to be able to be super organized to be able to make sure all this stuff gets lined up and everything goes well and smooth. And these two cats here, they've got their shit together. You know, maybe took a while, but they got this organized how they work. You know, and so how do you guys do it? How do you organize your life so that you can get more done or whatever? You know.
Yeah, talking about organization, dude. I just hired on a new driver, and I got a double bunk, extended cab. So yeah, try to imagine running all 48 states throughout the week with your co-driver. So yeah, you really have to set your schedules correctly. That way he can get his sleep when you're driving and eating and all that kind of stuff. Very, very. Let's see. It's kind of like a musical, you know what I mean, rendition. There's so much going on at all the time. You have to plan it out down to the T, everything.
I hear that, right? One person's got to drive while the other one sleeps, and if you have that one up at all, it could get kind of crazy because they expect you to get it there by a certain day, right? You're driving 24/7 pretty much, right?
Oh yeah, we don't stop.
I've been using this app that seems to be working pretty well for like a to-do list. So I figure I share that. It's actually called Todoist. It's an app for Android. It might be also for iPhone, but Todoist, Todoist. And they also have a premium that allows you to tag, I don't know, what would be the one? I'm trying to think what I actually used. Like to do at the store, to get at the store, like so it's on your to-do list, but it's something you need to do at the store or while you're out. So you can tag it like stuff to do while you're out, so that while you're out you can just tell it, okay, what's my to-do list based on like stuff to do while I'm out, and it'll just bring that up. So I don't know, I don't use it like full on, like really high end how some people do, and I don't have that many things I need to do, but the times when I do, it really is there for me. So it's a pretty cool tool for that, for a to-do list, and it allows you to rearrange the items vertically on the screen, so you can like drag and drop, you know. Pretty efficient.
Dude, they got apps nowadays out there for everything. I gotta make a phone call, so I'll be right back.
What's up, everyone?
Hello, Peter. How you doing, brother? How's your night going? Day, wherever you are.
Doing good, doing good. It's night, 10:21 here in Montreal, Canada. Just watching the Olympics.
So it's really 10:21 Eastern Standard Time?
That it would be. Sounds like Eastern Standard Time to me. Cool. I haven't been watching the Olympics that much. I just noticed that the women's, the U.S. women's gymnast team is rocking right now. So that's what I found. I kind of wish I saw that opening ceremony though. But I bet that was pretty cool.
So in other words, I have to leave this group at 10, right? That's the rules?
I don't know if there's a curfew, to tell you the truth. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, so anyone who's recently showed up to the Ring of Fire, we're just kind of rounding out the end, another half hour or so of the Our Healing Choices. We're talking about organizing, tips and tricks, how you organize your life, whether it be your schedule, whether it be your room, your office, your home, kitchen, whatever, garage, anything that you can.
I thought it was 18 plus at 10 p.m.
You got this confused with another channel. I think you did this the other night. Read our rules. Get familiar with our rules so you don't have them confused with another channel's rules. Everything's always the same here. We don't have curfews or different things at different times. You just have to be 17 plus and, come and go as you please.
Yeah, dude, no curfew.
Even if you're under 17?
No damn curfew.
Yeah, well, like I said, you just have to be 17 plus. If you're not 17 or over, you shouldn't be here.
There's a Ring of Fire for kids if you're under 17.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Hey, I have a question though. What if your birthday is within the month? Do you have to still leave?
Great question, and I think you'd still be in.
Here's an inspirational meme, whatever I found. It basically like the stick figure like daily routine, as far as how to. It shows wake up early in the morning, eat your breakfast, drink 3 liters of water a day, go out for the morning sun, Then it says get away from the computer every 30 minutes. Take a short nap in the evening, which is I think pretty good to like recharge, you know. And it says exercise regularly, brush and floss your teeth, read a book before going to sleep, and then sleep earlier. Basically get to bed by 10 p.m. so that you can wake up, of course, early in the morning. Of course, everybody's got a different routine, but I think it's important to have a good daily routine, or to try to get that going, so you have some stability in your life. I'm working on that right now because I don't have a regular 9 to 5, so I'm actually having to set up my daily routine and get organized in that way better.
I was hoping Shoney's was about to close. I forgot that they didn't close to midnight now, because Travis, the manager, would have allowed me to eat tonight because we didn't have no leftover pizzas. We were so slow. I'm so freaking hungry right now.
Is Serenity part of this channel as well?
Yeah, she's the channel owner. She's pretty cool, pretty amazing person. You've heard of her from another channel, or what's up?
She's the one that actually approved me in this channel. I haven't heard of her. I talked to her a couple of times. Yeah, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something else.
So yeah, just so you all know, we're just kind of rounding out the end of the Our Healing Choices program, organization tips and tricks. So if you have anything to share, the floor is yours.
I was just wondering who owns the Ring of Fire for Teenagers. I know it's not the same people, but how did that start?
Hey kiddo, this is actually Serenity here. It's on a different device, a different account. I think it was a kid that made that, who was part of Ring of Fire. Yeah, there's some copycats out there with, whatever added to the Ring of Fire part, and we have no affiliation. Don't really know much of those people.
I like your guys' new logo.
Oh, that's through the program that we do. We have different pictures for each program. The logo is the burning ring.
Wait, Cheryl, can't hear your voice that well. I don't know if you're on your mobile or what, but it's pretty low.
Oh, sorry. Probably because of my headset. I know this phone's already bad as it is, and I know you have a harder time hearing me on it than other people. But yeah, it's probably even worse with a headset. Sorry.
She's at the house party, bro.
Hey, puppy.
Puppy! Here's one. It's a before and after. It shows a shelving unit like in a pantry, and it's got really tall shelves, and things are like, since it's tall shelves, things are like put way behind other things, and you don't really see what's there. You just see what's in the front, and it's basically said, or the shelves were too deep, so items got lost and were difficult to reach. There was also too much vertical space between the shelves. It says after, and it shows a picture of it after. It says we divided the shelves in half to make them more shallow and accessible. We also added 2 shelves to maximize the vertical space. I guess that's in the bottom and the top, I guess. And we also freshened the pantry up with paint, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so yeah, just adding more shelves or buying a shelving unit with more shelves that you can put, closer together is actually usually a better bet. Otherwise, things get lost behind.
Okay, I'm gonna follow the rules, and I'll talk to you guys later.
What's up, Taz? How are you doing?
No, you can talk to us now. You don't have to follow the rules and talk to us later. You can talk to us now. I'm kidding. You have a good night, man.
Yeah, kid, go on. Get out of here. Get out of here. Dude, there really are no rules for, yeah, you know, whatever.
Hey, puppy.
Yeah, but I'm 16.
Hey, when's your birthday? Is it this month? Because then you can be in the channel.
I mean, if you haven't heard, dude, we're not really like the rowdiest group of people. I don't think you're going to hear anything in this channel that you haven't already heard before.
Well, I'm getting frustrated and pissed off. Because once again, somebody that I was close to wants to be stupid with me.
Yeah, I was born in May 30th of 2000.
All right, well, just because you follow the rules so well, you're the exception of the month. Yay!
Hey, of course. Cool.
I really don't think that's a big of a deal. I mean, people put a number on people for, many reasons, but to be honest with you, if they act like they're 18, normally they're okay.
No, it's not okay. I'm kidding.
He's only 1 year younger than 17. I've had like channels where I've had it like 17 and up, and I let like one 16-year-old because he was being respectful. You know what I mean?
His Wolf. Are you Wolfie's girl?
I think there's like a bunch of wolves in this channel on Zello, for sure on Zello. So how do you guys organize your calendar and stuff? Do you guys still work like with paper calendar, or do you guys do digital calendar? And what's working for you right now?
I do digital.
I'll use my fingers.
Sorry, I just got a dirty thought with that one.
Oh God, right. So digital calendar, like, do you have a particular one that works for you, or is this just like an iPhone calendar, or how does that work?
Somebody said they use their fingers. What the world, man?
An abacus, of course. How else?
Guess what I learned tonight? I learned how to count to 10 over and over and over and over again.
You know, you can also use the mirror with an erasing marker, or just, write your daily task for the week down. That has always helped me to make sure I get at my doctor's appointments or whatever I may have.
I use the digital for my Windows, and it works really good because I could type it into my keypad, and it saves my events or school appointments or just doctor's appointment that I don't want my mom to remind me of.
That was a Windows app.
Well, yeah, that'll work, but you got to think, it doesn't matter who you are. At some point during the day, you're going to look in the mirror. So if you have all your stuff written down on the mirror, like up in the corner, you'll definitely see it. I mean, there's no way you can avoid it.
That's pretty sweet, man. I know all about that. The whole idea of putting it front and center, where you're going to see it often. Believe it or not, you guys, I did something crazy this week. I literally I printed out some like kind of like affirmations, stuff that I want to be mindful of, and I printed out the label, you know, the little label maker. I printed out a label and I put it on the bottom edge of my rear view side mirrors and my rear view, like down the back, you know, out the back window mirror, literally, and like where it wouldn't obstruct my vision. And it's freaking been awesome because when I'm driving, I do a lot of driving, right? I'm looking at that like 10, 15 times a day. So whatever it is you want to have happen in your life, essentially you just want to get it in front of your eyeballs as much as you possibly can each day. And like the mirror, I agree with you, man. The mirror is a ticket. Like the bathroom, you're going to be in there a couple times a day. And I just somehow I thought of that for my car. It's awesome.
On my phone, going back to the digital, I just click on a date and I go to the date that I want it to remind me. And if I were to forget, it will alert me on my phone, and it'll be a message that pops up on my screen, and it will beep at me 3 or 4 times before it, and that's how I know.
Yeah, again, I'm curious, what app is that on your computer? Do you know?
It's not an app. It's just a date and time.
So it's part of the Windows operating system, the new Windows 10?
It's on my phone.
I'm so hungry. I'm about to steal someone's dog and cook him and eat him.
Whoa, so the Windows phone has a really cool calendar, is what it sounds like. That's pretty cool. It's not even an app. It's like built into the operating system.
Kind of. It's more like, you know how, I don't know if you're familiar with a Windows phone, but as the phone starts up, and you could have the live tile either small, medium, or large. Large is where you can see it really big, and I put that live tile in the beginning of my phone so I can see the date like really big. And if I click on that live tile, then I can put reminders on it, and it's pretty interesting because it shows the date, the day of the week, and the day.
Dude, you sound like you're in the wilderness.
Pretty cool. Anybody else have a way they use their calendar to make sure they don't forget shit? Like, I get that. If you had it on the mirror and you saw that appointment for, like, let's say it's Monday and that appointment's like Friday, and you put that shit on your mirror, you're gonna, by the time Friday comes along, you're gonna know you got that appointment and you're gonna go to that appointment. You won't need anything to remind you, that, the hour before or 3 hours before or whatever. So I feel like this whole idea of a post-it note is like all coming back now. People are realizing that the phones just don't cut it the same way that we used to. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I am in the wilderness. It's Colorado. Oh, what was I gonna say? Dang it. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. I really don't use my calendar because I have a photographic memory. And I'm not like totally photographic, but I'm mostly photographic.
Yeah, I was just about to say, if you want to be super annoying, you could use those Post-its and just stick them all over the place. Because you can't miss those either.
Not for me. Too much clutter, too much paper, and I would have to throw them away every single time I look at it. Throw it in the recycling bin.
To each their own, I guess. That's too funny. Um, let's see, calendar. You guys do to-do lists? Do you do it on a post-it note? Or like, how do you guys organize your to-do list?
Sorry for switching the topic real quick, but my mom would get mad if I put a lot of sticky notes around my room or the whole entire house. Mad.
Nah, you just do it where you're gonna see it, like your bathroom, your bedroom, your computer bag, or whatever it is you need to stick it on to remember, where it won't come off by accident. That's where you put it.
This is gonna sound terrible, but I actually prioritize my to-do list because, you know, like if I'm gone for 3 or 4 days and I'm home for, you know, however long I want to be home for or whatever, I need to get certain things done before the other one. So I actually assess the, I guess, valuability of each thing that's on the to-do list and do them according to their value if they didn't get done.
I don't do to-do list. I just go with the flow.
Value, like financial value based, or are we talking like essential, like it's an essential thing versus a non-essential thing?
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the Ring of Fire for Kids. Thank you. It's nice chatting with you guys.
You as well, brother. Have a good night, man.
No, like let's say for instance, if the mailbox needed another number on it or something, versus the fence needed to be fixed because the dog dug a hole out from underneath of it. Because between having a family, running a business, and then, you know, working 5 days a week, it's very, you know, like I'm always kind of pressed for time, even when I have time off.
So value between the mailbox, so to speak, and the fence. When you say value, you mean like how important is it to get done, or how much is it going to cost?
Yeah, exactly. Because the mail box is still going to get mail in it, regardless if it has that number on it or not, because our mailman knows that which one he's going to. Now, if I don't fix the fence and the dogs run out from underneath it and run out the street and get hit or something like that, then then that would be terrible. So yeah.
So you still working like a paper to-do list? You fit it all on one, like, post-it note size page, or you just do a different page every day, or how do you work that? Well, I use mine digitally, but like that's what I'm curious. Like, how do people organize their lives? Part of this is about organization of like our things, but also this topic was to figure, okay, well, what are our organization tips for like how do we get things done, and how do we manage our calendar, make sure we get to appointments and stuff, that kind of thing. How do we organize our life?
No. I have like a group that deals with like maintenance or whatever for the year. I have a group that deals with finances for the company, and then like a group that deals with payroll. So like for me, it's not really like tasking things out to myself, but really it's more like they will come to me with stuff that needs to be done at certain times, and then that's when I got to make my notes.
Cool, man. Good to hear. Do you recommend having others take care of those things when you're running your own business? And if so, do you have any like particular companies that you use? Because I'm kind of freelance as well. I do aerial video. I fly a drone, and I'm starting to pick up some more work here and there. But do you recommend a certain point when you do that, or is it just pretty inexpensive to have others do it? If you're going with the right people.
I mean, starting off, make sure that if you have family or relatives that are very close with, try to let them be a part of that as much as possible, because you're growing, but at the same time you're not grown, so you don't want to get all these paid services in there when you really don't need them. Once you start getting to a different level where the questions start getting out of the hands of questions that can be found by friends, family, and a little bit of help in a business side. It's like I have Equinox and they do company finances and that kind of thing. But I mean, once you start getting farther out there, that's when paying a professional to come on really becomes more of not just helpful, but a liability. You need to cover your own tracks. But starting out, I mean, I would say get as much help from anyone that's willing to help as possible. And then when you get a little bit, and then you get on your feet, that's when you got to kind of start writing everything down in stone. That way you have a good fundamental basis for your company or whatever you're looking to build on.
Yeah, that seems to be the going MO for people who are just starting it up. So do everything yourself until you need to have others do it for you, or until you have hear about a good system for that. So thanks, man. What else do we have here? Daily routines. Went over to-do list, calendar. What about a daily routine? Maybe we can go, dial in that a little bit before we finish up. We started a little late, so we can do another, 20 minutes, half hour or so. So maybe we could talk a little bit about routines and how important that is. And if anybody has like a routine that they do each day that works for them, like maybe a morning routine that works for you, or hell, a whole day routine if you got something going that works for you the whole day, then by all means share. I feel like a daily routine is a way to organize our life, how much we can get done in a day is for the most part based on how well we plan our day, and what kind of a peace of mind do we have going through the day. I've looked up things about doing a lot of meditation, like kind of a meditation in the morning, either whether it be reading books or actually meditating, just to kind of get grounded. People who do exercise in the morning, all kinds of different aspects of their day. I've heard also about doing the same thing at the exact same time each day to get grounded in that. So you have more structure, that kind of thing, to get more done. I don't know. So I'm just kind of curious if anyone has any thoughts on, what works for them in regards to a daily routine.
Working out, bro. For sure. I know everyone is thinking about it. Whoever is on here or listening, if they do not have a workout routine or something set up throughout the day, like mine is sitting in the sauna for 30 minutes at some point in time and during the day, that is the biggest stress reliever, and it's got to be done.
Yeah, definitely. I've set up something on my phone to take a walk um, around sunset time. I had it dialed in for a while there, where it was actually linked to the sunset time, so I could get some late day vitamin D in at least, and then go for a walk. And basically, the idea is that whenever I heard that alarm on my phone, I would just stop what I'm doing essentially and just go for a walk. But I'm realizing it's probably not the best time because nine times out of 10, I'm either driving, doing my work, or in the middle of a program like this, and I'm like, oh shit. All right, so I realize I have to basically maybe change that and make it like a morning routine, is to get up and then maybe go for a walk or something like that, But I like the idea of like being in a different place when that happens, and going for a walk somewhere new, and not seeing the same things that are near my house. So just a thought, is a daily walk at least, like at the same time.
Yeah, dude, another good starter you might want to try is we have this thing called the 30-minute pre-trip. So it's DOT, Department of Transportation, required that before we move anywhere, we have to do a 30-minute pre-trip. So that gives you time to get out, check the truck, do everything like that. And I found that it carried over into my civilian lifestyle, where like if I'm waking up in the morning, I need to make sure like kids get to school on time, or son's going to like baseball camp, he's got his gloves, his shoes, everything. So I usually get up around, I'm up doing that 30 minutes before to make sure they're ready to go on time, or, all that kind of stuff. So that 30-minute rule almost carried over into everything I do now.
So basically, what, 30 minutes before anything you're going to do, you want to be awake, like you got to get up, or you basically prepare for anything you're going to do 30 minutes before. Is that what it's talking about?
No, so like the way it works with the truck or with this is, 30. You get up and you do everything in 30 minutes that you need to before to make sure everything's ready to go with the truck, and then you go. But for like the civilian side, I mean, you could lay out all the clothes to go do baseball the night before, but just to make sure, I'll still get up 30 minutes before I know he was going to get up to get ready, before 30 minutes before he had to be there. So I'm still ahead of the curve, and I'll double check to make sure, like basically doing a pre-trip for the day, making sure that everything's good to go. That's essentially what I'm doing.
That's cool. It's a good way to be. Also, Puppy Monkey Baby. Didn't get your real name, but it sounds like you're maybe really close to your microphone, maybe blowing into it, or I don't know how yours is set up, but usually you won't get the air. What do they call that? The sound of the air hitting the mic if the mic is on the side of your mouth. It'll still pick up your voice pretty good, I think. So don't know where you're at with that, but I'm hearing a lot of feedback with air hitting the mic. If you do the echo, I think it's called, the Zello echo, you'd be able to hear what I'm talking about.
Hold up, I'm going to fix it. All right, so is that any better, or is that too loud?
It's okay. It's still got a little bit of a pop. I think they call that the pop. They have pop filters for that, but it just might be because you're a little bit too close to the mic. I don't know how. I know that it's maybe different for each mic, but it's usually if you're facing the mic directly, and you're talking straight into the mic and you're close to it, that's where the pop will usually come in. If you talk to the side of the mic, you know what I'm talking about? Like as if it was off the side of your cheek, it usually wouldn't pop. Anyway, it should be good. Sounded okay that last transmission or two. Yeah, any other daily routine items, guys? I think we all kind of do the same thing typically every day, like the teeth brushing maybe in the morning and in the evening and stuff. But does anybody else throw in a special like morning routine or evening routine or something that calms them down or helps them get through the day or whatever? Go ahead and share that if you feel up to it.
Mic check.
Sounded good, I suppose. Didn't say much, but that's okay. Seemed better.
Killed it. Okay, anyways, yeah. Now, I wanted to say, if the kid is gone, yeah, I think we all have a daily routine that helps us get through our day.
Yeah, like for me, I'll get up. Usually when the alarm goes off, I'll snooze for like 15 minutes, and I'll usually maybe fall back asleep, but I'll usually think about like stuff I'm grateful for, people I'm grateful for, and it tends to come up whoever helped me get through the day, the previous day or whatever. Just send them some gratitude. And then I haven't been doing it like religiously lately, but just doing some yoga, some stretching in the morning just to kind of help wake up. Thing I want to incorporate into that now that I realize it, that I've been missing it, is the walk. The daily walk is to do it in the morning. Just basically, or just, I don't care if I was dressed nice or not, just use the same clothes and just go for a walk, I've never really made it an effort to like get into like quote unquote exercise clothes. I'm not that, into hardcore exercising where I'm sweating like crazy. To me, it's just keeping the body moving, and stretching so that I got as full motion as I can. I need to do a better job on that one, but generally, I think the morning is a good time to really get that out of the way, the exercise part. Maybe even before you get in the shower, you just hose off basically and then get on with your day.
No, my friend, you're way off. I'm talking about the kind of, let's see, stress reliever, whatever that you usually get from another companion, preferably opposite sex.
Yes, of course, that'll always help. Talking about stress relief right there, probably the best right there for sure.
Best workout routine of my day. I said preferably because I didn't want to offend Cody, but I don't know where that kid's at. I hadn't heard from him in a while either.
I haven't been on enough to really know what's up with Cody, but he has a program here.
Yeah, I'm good.
Hey, Cody's been around, just not as much as he once was. He was in about 3 nights ago. I don't know if it was the last time he was in, but he was on like all night long.
Cleaning my room a little bit today, and I stumbled upon some Easter candy, and I've been chomping on this like C's candy, like peanut butter, like egg. And this thing is giant. It's like a giant egg, about 3 inches or 4 inches around. And I've been just gnawing on this. This is a peanut butter one. It's really good. I might actually finish it before the end of the night, but I would not normally do this. Too funny. Anyway, what was I gonna say about organization? Daily routine. Oh yeah, I found a video today. If you guys are down to hear it, it's about setting up a daily routine. It was designed for realtors who kind of have flexibility and when they set their hours and stuff like this. But it generally hits home with like it would work for just about anyone. Setting up a routine and being organized in that way. So if you guys are down to hear it, I could cue it up. It's about, I think, 4 minutes. I could be wrong.
Yeah, dude, play that. Play it. But on that note, he reminded me when he said something about candy. One of the kids across the street brought a game over to our house the other day, and she's like 13, and she's like, "Well, just is this little spin the wheel type deal?" And you spin the wheel, and it had different flavors of jelly beans, and it'd be like peach, or on the other side, if you got the bad one, it would be like rotten egg. It was called like mean bean or something like that, and you didn't know which one you were gonna get. Oh my God, man, they came up with some terrible flavors. I would recommend trying it with one of your friends, just like freaking them out if they don't know. Like, don't let them see it before they try it if they get a bad one.
Wow. Oh, wow. Anyway, by the way, C's candy, that is my favorite. My grandmother would take me to C's when I was a kid. And so it has a special place in my heart and my tummy.
Hey Cheryl, are you busy?
A little. Why?
No, I was going to ask you. Remember that picture you made me? The Ring of Fire picture you made me, something like that, and you put the wrestling picture of Sting in the middle. Is there any way you can, try to make me a new one and you can put my grandkids' picture in the middle?
Ask me another time. I can't do it tonight.
All right. Turns out the video is like 7 minutes, but if it's not as exciting as it was for me, you guys just go ahead and mic over it. Is that cool? Cool enough? Fair enough? But I think it's pretty helpful.
No problem, Cheryl.
Hey everyone, Travis Robertson, CEO and founder of Robertson Coaching International, where we help people just like you create businesses that support their life, not businesses that run their life. And today we're going to be talking about how do you create a routine, a daily routine that can help ensure your success, that can help put you on the right path every single day that you wake up towards the success that you're ultimately shooting for. So that's what we're going to be taking a look today. Let's jump in. Okay, so the first step in creating that daily routine is this. You must wake up earlier. Now, for some of you, you're like, but I'm not a morning person. Neither am I. By nature, I hate mornings. I'm more of an evening person, right? So about 10 o'clock is when I start to get going. But I realized early on in my business that if I truly wanted to be successful, I had to be up and at it before everybody else. I had to be in the office first. I had to be the one that was setting the tone for the day. Just because I was self-employed at the time didn't mean that I couldn't put myself under more control and manage myself as if I was my own worst boss, right? I want you to be your own worst boss. And I want you to think through, what is it that successful people do that others don't? The first thing is they usually wake up earlier. Most studies show that the most successful people wake up sometime between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. So if you're not doing that, you're not setting yourself up first thing in the morning to control your day and own your morning, all right? Number two is this. You then need to have what I like to call
Hey, people. I have a major problem, and maybe I can get a question answered, or maybe I can get some opinions on what to do.
Whoa, Andrew, somehow you got cut off by a trusted user. Wild. Yeah, anyway, we're still doing the program, honey, and Andrew was playing a video, well, the audio from it, so your question can wait, because we'd like to stay on topic. All right, Andrew.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry, guys. My Zello app crashed on my computer. What can you do, right? Did you want me to go ahead and continue playing that, or are you guys good?
I think you should. Anyone else game?
Hey, yeah, Taz, if you need some advice, I mean, if you want to solo, I can try to help out, whatever it is.
Oh, by the way, Taz, that reminds me, I sent you a channel invite to Roman's channel, Support 24/7. So if you have some issues, it's a great place to go. People are there to help you. Also sent you an invitation to my All Girls channel, passworded. So no dudes, no douchebags, no whatever there, you know.
What? We're not allowed. We need an all dudes channel then. Never mind. I take that back. That would be completely boring.
No, guys, yeah. And I wasn't implying all guys are douchebags. I did say dudes and douchebags and etc. So some are gentlemen, some are men, some are dudes, some are guys, some are douchebags, some are assholes, some are idiots. Yeah. And then probably
Of all different labels. Oh man, truly, we have the most nicknames.
yep. But the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything in between applies to both genders. All right, I'm not sexist. I'm just calling it like it is.
True that. It's definitely a possibility for it to go both ways. Cool. Yeah, that's a good recommendation. The Support 24/7 Taz. If you need some help, we could either be there for you later on after the program, or anyone who's there. And it looks like Taz has left the building.
She did? Oh, I was just gonna let her know if she didn't get the invite that send it again. But I sent it last night because I know she comes in here a lot with some things on her plate. You know, she come in here, you know, just want to chat sometimes too. Sometimes in a good mood, sometimes in a remarkably good mood considering her circumstances. But I know she's got a lot of issues she's working through too, and I think she needs some support and some friends. And sometimes a lot of that would be better in that channel.
Yeah, I was just talking to a friend the other night. The whole idea that, like, literally, I don't care who you are in this world, you got to keep your head up. There's even the wealthiest person in the world is, you can't just assume that just because they have money, they have no problems, and they don't need a hug, or they don't need someone to talk to, or whatever. So, like, not to judge people, just to know that they're dealing with their own little struggles. May not be as big as yours or as complicated as yours, but they're dealing with their own baggage, no doubt. Just being human.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, they all have their own problems. They just don't have money problems. Um, you know, Having money certainly eliminates a lot of problems or reduces them, and makes other things easier. But yeah, some people think that if someone's wealthy, they got it easy, and they were overnight success, or they never fell on their face, and that's not the case. Maybe some musicians had it easy, or didn't never fell on their face, but it took them a while to get where they are. But like business people, there's probably not a single one of them that didn't fall on their face and pick themselves up. I heard someone in here the other night going, "Oh, well, Donald Trump has been bankrupt 7 times, so I would never vote for somebody who's been bankrupt 7 times." And I'm like thinking, like, that's a good thing. I mean, really, he's tried things. They've worked to some extent, and then they didn't, or they didn't work, or whatever. But the fact that he was bankrupt 7 times means that he's picked himself up 7 or 8 times off of his ass and pulled himself back up. He didn't quit. He didn't give up. And that's what successful people do. They fall on their faces, but they get back up again. So I don't really see being bankrupt 7 times as a negative. I see someone who's gotten up off their, when they've fallen on their face, gotten up 7 times.
Yeah, that's a fighter fighting for survival. And I don't know if anyone thinks running a business is easy. Wow.
Yeah, you have to actually put yourself in it to really know the difficulty. It's not for the faint of heart.
Completely off topic, but I do have a question. I'm trying to get my co-driver to quit smoking because I want to, I know it's really bad for him or whatever. And those nicotine patches and stuff like that, I know it's a safer way, but I guess nicotine in general, is that I have not done any research on it, but I guess nicotine is a really harmful substance regardless. Or would that be better for him to do the patches other than smoking? I don't know.
I would suggest doing the vaping. It's kind of like smoking, but I have a friend on Zello that was really into helping people like get off of smoking cigarettes. So he would just wean them off of the nicotine that they would provide you with the vaping, like flavors or whatever. Because the vape flavors either have nicotine or they don't. And the amount of nicotine is just, I suppose, how much you smoke it, or how much they put into the thing. And so his goal for everyone that came in was to help him get off, and he prided himself on that. So I forget the guy's name. It's been a long time since I talked to him on Zello, but he was all about that. And I think it works. Just start with nicotine, start with the vape with nicotine, and then taper it down, the amount of nicotine and the amount that you're smoking it, to the point where theoretically you're not smoking anything. Well, you're smoking the vapor, but it's not with nicotine.
But I guess, though, nicotine in itself is still a pretty terrible poison, if I'm not mistaken.
It's the stuff in the cigarettes. It's far worse than nicotine. Nicotine in itself, I don't think is especially that bad. But as far as like what's going to be the healthiest, I'd say the patches, and then the gum, and then I'm not really sure about the pills or the vaping, which one's going to be better. might depend on the pill. I know there's stuff like Chantix and what have you. I don't know if there's any nicotine pills. I know there's lozenges, and I tried one of those things, and it made me nauseous, and the taste was horrible. But vaping, I mean, people, there's people that have said, yeah, it's kind of bad for you, some of the ingredients. Other people argue against it. So I don't know. I think it's still kind of up in the air. He'd have to do his research on that. But most of us can guesstimate that the vaping is definitely better than cigarettes. And if they're wanting something to wean themselves, I would say go with the vaping or the e-cig, because they're still going to have that drawing in and that oral thing. It's going to be so close to a cigarette. Whereas a patch, you're not picking up anything and putting it to your mouth, even though the patch would be healthier. So it's really a personal choice, like what their aim is. And with a vape, and even some e-cigs, you can gauge the nicotine levels, and you can do some mixing of your own and put you got your oils and then you got your nicotine, so you can actually put those in and go 18 milligrams, 15, 12, 8, and then keep going down till you've got like 1 milligram and quit. If that's the goal, is to quit, then that's a good way to go.
You still have to be motivated to quit. So he's got to find whatever it is that's going to motivate him to eventually quit. Whether he goes cold turkey or vape or not, there still has to be something to motivate him. Otherwise, he's just going to go right back. He, she, whoever it was. And that's the sad part, is that you got to figure out what's the motivation that's going to carry you through. Because there's not a whole lot of progress indication. There's not a lot of progress indicators on the way of weaning off, being smoke free, other than maybe you're smoking less of the stuff each day, like you did it. Like there's some progress, there's some motivation, but otherwise you need something kind of like a carrot to chase, and you need to know what that is, I think.
Uh-oh, you might got away again. Anyway, yeah, as far as gauging the intake, vaping's pretty good. It's harder with cigarettes. Best thing you could do is just get stuff with lower milligrams of nicotine. But some people just don't find that e-cigs or vaping is a very good substitute. It's a pretty pale substitute. Like if they needed it in a pinch, if they're in a non-smoking area, they could get away with it. Well, I wouldn't say vaping, because I mean it does big old clouds, but e-cigs is, the clouds are pretty small and you can just kind of blow it in your shirt. I've done it on an airplane myself, and nobody's known. There's no smell, and I've like blown in my shirt. Nobody sees anything. But yeah, I just don't find it as satisfying as a cigarette. But it depends on personal preference. If they can't handle it, just reduce cigarettes and go on lighter and lighter things, or try something else.
I think we could pretty much round out the program. Don't know. This is a kind of a long video. I could just mention it. It's a video on YouTube called "Creating a Daily Routine." Guy named Travis Robertson. So anyway, if you guys want to look it up, it's right there. It's a pretty good video. Watch it on your own time. And maybe if we have any other thoughts, kind of final thoughts on organizing tips and tricks. I don't know, whatever comes to mind. Was that a good enough answer to your question, Puppy monkey. I think, part of being organized and all this is the idea of doing it regularly. So when it comes down to it, I think the most important part of being organized and doing this is doing it often. Maybe setting a chunk of time. I've been reading up about even setting up chunks of time. One person even mentioned it as, like, I think, a time island or a session where you reserve a certain chunk of time where no one can interrupt you. That is your time to organize, to clean, to stay organized, or come up with new ways to schedule your day or whatever it might be. But it's your time. It's like you set an appointment with yourself. You set a date with yourself, and no one can it's on your calendar. So no other thing can happen, and others know that. So just like you would set a time to go to the gym or whatever, and if someone wants to schedule something with you, you're like, no, I'm going to the gym that day. In the morning I'll have to talk to you, later, or whatever it might be. It's the same thing with organization. I think you could easily set time once a week or whatever it might be, whatever you need for yourself, and just use that time to get more organized.
Yeah, man, it definitely helped. His whole thing is he says that the vaping stuff doesn't do anything for him, so we'll see.
Cold turkey. Make sure he has a really solid motivation to do it. But hell, if it's just his life, it's his health. Seeing his grandkids grow up. I don't know if he has a family, but seeing his grandkids born and grow up, like, who knows? Whatever it is, encourage him to find something that's powerful, and that might help him, quit. I think partly, I think the fact that people continue to allow themselves to do what's not good for them is the fact that they don't have enough reason to do it, enough reason to to do the right thing for themselves. Maybe not enough self-love, self-worth. So I think maybe helping them find that might help them quit. All right, assuming there's not too much final thought on this organization topic, and go, by all means, if you think of something, jump in. But I'm just going to say thanks so much, guys, for being here. Obviously, for making the choice to be here for this program. You didn't have to. So thank you for that. Love you guys. Keep on it. If you got anything out of this, join us next week. If you're not on the call alert, if you're not getting the